problems here. I picked two of these from the book just to kind of try them out. Number 12, multi-step in red, to try and scare you away, I guess. I don't know. A line passes through 6, 3, 8, 4, and n, -2. Find the value of n. So we need a line that passes through these 2 points and this one, and we want to find out what the x-coordinate is for this one. So let's kind of make, well, instead of making a graph, let's try and find the equation of the line. Okay, so let's find the slope, and we're going to practice using our y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And for this one, let's say that this point is 2 and this point is 1. It doesn't actually matter. It will come out the same both ways, but we'll go with this. So y2, remember the second coordinate is our y coordinate, so that's a 4, minus our y1, which is the 3, so minus 3. And then we have x2, which is an 8, and x1, which is a 6, so 8 minus 6. 4 minus 3, that is 1. 8 minus 6 is 2, so our equation is going to look like y equals 1/2 x. Okay, so now we have this last point, and they give us the y value, but we don't know what the x value is. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the -2, because that's our y value. We're going to plug that in for y. So we have -2 equals 1/2 x, and we want to find x, so we're going to try and get x by itself, and I don't want this fraction here. I'm going to multiply both sides. We could actually divide both sides by 1/2, but that's the same thing as multiplying both sides as 1/2 if you remember your dividing by fractions. So we're going to multiply this by 2 and this by 2. 2 times 1/2, they cancel each other out. That just leaves a 1. So we have x equals 2 times -2, -4. So n would be -4 for this problem. Okay, number 13, a large container holds 5 gallons of water. So we're going to do a little graph with this one. And this is going to be our water. And this is going to be time. So this is our x, and this is our y. And I want you to just think about this for a second. Where's the water going to start on this, right? A large container holds 5 gallons of water. So when it's full, before it starts leaking, we have 5 gallons of water. So we're going to start up here at 5. Okay, and let's see, you have to get through 10 minutes or so. So we're going to go, let's go by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, and so at what rate is water leaking? After 10 minutes, the container has 3 gallons left. So how much water does it have left after 10 minutes? 3 gallons. So let's just do 1, 2, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're looking at 3 gallons at this point, right? That's how much water is left. But it's been after, so it's after 10 minutes. So we want the intersection where 3 and 10. At 10 minutes, there's 3 gallons left. And we started at 5 gallons. And so actually we have a straight line at this point, right? Just like, yeah, just like that, perfectly straight line. Okay, so what is the rate, at what rate is the water leaking? And we're assuming this is a linear straight line. And so we want to know, when we talk about rate, what are we talking about? Hopefully that brings slope to mind. So we need to know the slope. So what is our rise? Well, it doesn't go up at all. It actually goes down. But how far down does it go? So it goes down from 5 to 4, that's 1. From 4 to 3, that's 2. And because it's going down, that's negative. So our rise, in this case, would actually be called a fall. But it's a rise of -2 because it goes down 2. And then how far over did it go? So it went from 0, because no time had passed when it was full. And then after it started leaking, we started keeping track of the time. So after how many minutes did we get to where it was 3 gallons? And that's 10 minutes. Okay, so our run is 10 minutes. Our run is 10 minutes, and so 2 gallons down, 10 minutes over. And so our slope is -2/10, which reduces to -1/5 gallons per minute. Okay? So at what rate is the water leaking? -1/5 gallons per minute. Okay, so if you were to just put -1/5 right here, I don't know what you're talking about. It could be, the water could be leaking at 1/5 Slurpees per day or something. I need the unit so that I know at what rate the water is leaking. You want gallons per minute. We can't have liters per decade or something like that. We want to know what the units are so that we know what we're talking about. So -1/5 gallons per minute. After how many minutes will the container be empty? And what we can do is, remember, we can write our relationship, our proportional relationship, y equals mx or kx, because it is proportional. Actually, that's not necessarily true. Okay, so y equals mx plus b, which I don't remember covering b. Anyway, so b, this is just our initial y value. Okay, so where did we start on the y? And that's 5. So y equals, remember we figured out our m to be -1/5 gallons per minute times x plus, how much water did we start with? Well, that was 5, so plus 5. And we need to know, when is it going to be empty? And empty means there's no water left, so there's no y value left. So we're going to plug in 0 for y equals -1/5 x plus 5. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And so we have -5 equals -1/5 x. And then I have this fraction here. We can divide both sides by -1/5. This is the same thing as multiplying both sides by -5. I hope you can see that. -1/5 divided by -1/5. Remember, we have the keep, change, flip, or one of those other sayings. So we're going to keep this one, change it from division to multiplication, and flip this one. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we end up with -5 times -5. That gives us 25 equals x. So right here would be 25 minutes. So after 25 minutes, the tank would be empty. And I hope that helps. I hope that you were able to solve those and figure those out on your own as well.